Anyway, Mother, Mom, this is episode 150. We've done 150 of these bad boys.
Mm-hmm.
On the road to 200. That's over 2 years. That's over 2 years of podcasting. Oh my God.
Yep.
I'll have an extra slice of cake tonight. After yesterday, I couldn't. I can't, Mother. I can't.
Don't do it.
I can't do it to Mother. Mom, stop me. But yeah, so we helped Brooke pack quite a bit because she's moving out. I might ask her if she wants to do the podcast next week, but just one before she leaves. I'm liking their house. The house is not much bigger than what I'm in right now. It just has 2 more rooms, so it's a 4-bedroom house. So it's literally the same layout, but 4 bed. Yeah. So it's a nice house. They have a backyard for the dogs.
Is it in a development or is it on its own?
It's on its own, but it's in it's you know where it is? It's by that church that we went to Easter for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not like she's going that far, but yeah.
You mean your church, right?
Yeah, the one that we go to every week, Ma.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not far. So we're still gonna see her all the time. Plus, she's gonna have to use my pool at some point.
Oh, that's right.
She doesn't have one, so
I guess she's not giving up her fob.
No, if Carmen didn't, she's not. But then
that's why she mentioned it.
We got back yesterday. She doesn't move out until they don't start moving in, I should say, until the 26th or 30th. So she's gonna be here for a good week and a half anyway, so we'll probably get a lot done. But we already started packing stuff, and I was like, why are we doing this? Because a lot of this stuff you're just gonna have to. I feel like a lot of the stuff she put in was gonna be like, where did I put that spoon that I needed? And then
stuff,
So she's got some time, but I've never seen. Let me tell you, I've never seen so many Stanley cups in my life. I don't understand the craze of the Stanley cups. Please sponsor us. But the Stanley cups, it's funny because she might use one. She has, Mom, I'm not exaggerating, she has at least 30 of them. Right?
The only time you need a lot of Stanley cups is if you're a hockey player.
Yeah, probably the only. Oh God, good one, Ma. That took me a second. I'm not firing all cylinders right now because of the. We drank a little too much wine last night.
Gosh.
We drank a little too much wine, but I woke up at a good time. Can't complain. Can't complain about that. I did not sleep well though, so that's probably why I look exhausted.
Listen, guys don't complain about drinking too much wine.
Yeah. Well, because I have crazy genetics from my mother, we don't get hangovers, so I just sleep poorly.
You should just say stuff like, I drank too much tequila. Instead of saying wine to tequila, that's a guy thing, okay? Whiskey. I did too many shots. You don't say wine.
Well, I swear I was watching this podcast, and they had these gay guys on. They were doing like a trivia thing on what what does a guy have to order at the bar for it to be considered a gay drink, and everyone's like wondering what it was. He goes, tequila soda, and I told Mike that. He goes, what do you mean? I was like, I hope you're not getting tequila sodas, Michael.
Oh God.
Yeah. Matt Sprague said White Claws, and I was like, because White Claws, I get it, but the White Claws to me are basically like a seltzer. It's not that much different from sparkling water. So,
right.
And Matt agreed with me. If it tastes good, I don't want to waste money on something that tastes bad.
Right.
Right. So that's the way I see it. I don't care if the best thing on that menu, taste wise, is a strawberry daiquiri. I'm fucking doing it.
A strawberry daiquiri is a vacation drink for anybody.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's like having a milkshake or something like that.
Well, Brooke and
when you're at a bar, it's when you're having things like a Cosmopolitan or what's the Appletini. I mean,
Matt Sprague gets Appletinis.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys should not be drinking Appletinis.
Matt Sprague only drinks Appletinis.
You drink that at home in the dark.
Yeah, maybe in the shower. But
you lock the door.
Yeah.
And you drink your Appletini.
So we did that, and then I had some of your little slushy things that you got me. You know those slushies, because we were watching the UFC fights last night. Everyone was getting a little rowdy, so we had to join in on the fun. Plus, I was so tired of packing and by packing, we did one box. I just took everything down that she couldn't reach.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, whoever put the cabinet over the refrigerator, the one way in the back, what a pain in the ass to get to. I don't use that one, but she had hers stacked, and I was just like, how'd you even get these up here?
That's where you put stuff that you don't use that often.
Mom, the amount of Halloween stuff she had from past years, I was like, Brooke, come on, what are we doing here? So that was
Speaking of UFC,
I don't know if I even want to talk about this. I actually had this article. I had a different one. We had a big UFC last night with the boys. So the big one, I mean, we could just start into it. We talked about this. Screen share. We talked about this with who did I talk? I think I talked about this with Dad, which was I just realized I'm still waking up here. I just shared I just shared ourselves. Where is it? Paramount buys. Now, I have a lot to say about this one, Mother. I have a lot to say.
Oh, boy.
You came in going, I just did it twice. My God, Christopher, get your shit together. There we go. God. So, Paramount buys UFC rights in $7.7 billion deal for 7-year deal of the first major move. No more pay-per-views. Nice. You just have to pay for Paramount, right?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. Dana White, let me tell you, this might be the smartest move the UFC could do because the last year of pay-per-views has been absolute dog shit.
Oh, yeah?
No, we are so bored. No, it's all, as Kenny calls them, crotch sniffers. It's just wrestling. It's just wrestling. So last night we had the biggest fight we've had in a while. Yeah. And literally by the end of it, we all just went, why are we watching this? Like, what, the UFC shot right now. Dana loves this because now he doesn't have to worry about putting on pay-per-views because he's going to make billions of dollars anyway. He's going to make $1 billion every year. So a little more. It's like 1.1 billion dollars a year. Right?
Well, it's not all going to him.
Well, the UFC.
It's the UFC. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
TKO
he is the
Group.
UFC. Yeah, that's the holdings company. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the problem, and we don't have a single weight class right now that doesn't have some wrestler. Hold on, I have to look this up. UFC champions. UFC champions. UFC. Let me do standings. Is way easier. Athlete rankings. Okay, so let's see. We have Ilya. Ilya's actually pretty good. I can't give him that. Marab. Okay, so the only ones that aren't complete grapplers are the lightweights, the lightest weights. I mean, look at these guys, Ma. Look at these. This is the guy that just lost. No one cares about the women. No one cares about the women. And the other one is Tom Aspinall, who just, there's no fights at heavyweight for him. We're all bored. So if heavyweight ends up sucking, the only thing worth watching is probably heavyweight right now. Everything else is just wrestling. So we're all just like, why are we watching this anymore?
Yeah.
It's about the art and the skill of wrestling. It's like, yeah, I agree, but that's not going to get you pay-per-view buys. And that's why Dana is doing this Paramount deal. 100%.
Well, and from a business perspective, they're getting 13 marquee events and 30 fight nights each year. And in terms of sports, UFC goes all year round. Yeah. Which is valuable because a lot of people drop packages, streaming packages and whatnot when football season's over. Yeah. And then they'll pick up a different, they'll go somewhere else for NBA or WM, whatever thing is. With this, it's an ongoing, it's worth the Paramount Plus because you're going to use it all year, which I thought was, I never thought about that with UFC.
I don't even know how much money, I don't know how much it costs. Well, okay. So let me take us back. The prices of UFC tickets now are astronomical. And you get to see how they flub the numbers where Dana always talks about, we just did the most at Madison, biggest ticket sales at Madison Square Garden or a place in Canada or wherever. But then you look at the ticket prices and nosebleed seats are $4,000. But now we're at now we're at the point where the pay-per-views just are not worth going to, for one, barely worth watching because it's all wrestling. The non-main card's actually more interesting than the main card now. And I think a lot of us just kind of, I mean, we might be getting back into WWE. That's how bad it is right now, Ma. I might be.
Well,
is the Great Khali still wrestling? I don't even know.
Did you see? I also said in the article that is a counterpoint to this one, right? That viewers are going back to piracy, to pirating.
Yeah, and here's why. Because let me tell you, I don't want to play for Paramount just to watch the UFC fights. They're not that good. On top of, where's the? Oh yeah. This one. This is I actually grabbed this one too. We grabbed the exact same article. So they're talking about the rise of. Well, go ahead. You talk about it because you definitely took better notes than I did.
I'm not familiar with the Pirate Bay, but I guess this was huge in its time. And I think this article, The Guardian, was, I think they're from Europe. The writers talking from Europe, maybe even Sweden. But apparently they used to use that all the time, or other people would use it all the time.
Oh, we are very familiar with the Pirate Bay. That's back. Right? Let me take you guys back to high school real fast. This is where I learned how to get games on a Mac by my friend.
Allegedly.
My friend. You can't.
Allegedly.
So you can't get in trouble for. And this actually leads into another article. I think a lot of people don't understand how pirating works in the sense of, I did it in high school. I don't nowadays. I don't know how to do it. But the Pirate Bay, if you put stuff on there to be pirated, that's illegal. Yeah. But you downloading something is not illegal. A lot of people don't understand that. Once you start distributing, that's when it's illegal. So,
well, it was popular before the whole Netflix and Spotify started, right?
Well, we used to have. Do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember LimeWire? Do you remember hearing that company?
Nah, I don't know all that stuff. So remember, I wasn't streaming back then. We were still doing the DVDs and all that stuff. Only recently have I gotten into streaming.
LimeWire was kind of like almost like Spotify in a sense, where people would illegally download music and it would just do a full catalog. And then you would just kind of pull them and then download them to your little iPod Touch back in the day. So I could never figure out how to use LimeWire. I was too much of an idiot back then. But once, I'll bleep his name out, but shout out to James. Do you remember James?
Yeah.
Yeah, his dad was like a computer techie, and then he learned from his dad. Mom, I talked about it on one of the podcasts a while ago. We used to do full LAN parties at Oratory Prep, where everyone was on the same Wi-Fi, so we would be playing Call of Duty, all of us in class. And Mom, I swear to God, I was in bio, and someone.
Why are you telling me this? I'm your mother. Why are you telling me this?
Because I'm 29 now, Ma. It's time we grow up. This was a decade ago, right? But I remember, we're all playing. I'm in bio class. You have the other kids down the hall, and all you hear down the hall is "fuck." Because someone kept losing. That's when Minecraft got popular, so everyone was doing that. And I'll never forget. Do you remember Mr. McChrystal? He was my history teacher. This is the craziest snipe of all time on a teacher. Ready? So he's sitting in the front. Do you remember Ron?
I know the name.
His mom was like a CEO at AT&T. Do you remember this? That's how.
Yeah. Not CEO. Right. She was, okay.
Yeah, she was pretty high. She was an executive or something. And I'll never forget this. I'm sitting in the front row, and Mr. McChrystal goes, "Galecki, I can see Minecraft off your glasses. Shut it down." To this day, I was like, oh. But that's how bad it was back then. Like, because I learned that once everyone in the school learned how to pirate stuff on laptops, it was just the Wild West. So,
well, it sounded like based on this article, a lot of people were getting away from that, and they were doing all the services. But now, as time has gone on, you're not getting a good download. You're getting wonky stuff. You're paying more for stuff. You're getting less for it. Also, for me too, like I have Prime. I have a few of them. So everything's got ads now. Yeah. So even though I buy, so their point of this article was they're kind of killing themselves with the streaming, forcing people to go back to pirating.
So Dad and I were doing the math the other day on our phone together. How much does it cost? You told me your bill is like $350, right?
Yes.
Internet and all that included, which I didn't realize that the internet, right. So I was doing the math on Aunt Sue and Uncle Jerry because they just have the TV with all the streaming services, right? So they use YouTube TV. And I was doing the math and I was like, okay, they have to pay for that separately from their internet, and YouTube TV is I think it's $60 or $80. So I think their MetroNet is like 70. It's probably about the same as mine, maybe a little more. I'm going to say theirs is like 100, maybe more. So right there, you have $180, right?
Yeah.
Essentially. Then on top of that, they have Hulu, Crunchyroll, Paramount. They have an Amazon one. I think they have a special one. Like it comes out to another $100. So right there, you're at $300 to $280.
Oh, but wait a minute, because I have those too. So I pay for the $300 for Xfinity and the internet, but I also have a Netflix. I have
that's
Apple.
crazy.
I have Prime, which also includes like Stars and whatnot, but I pay extra for those from time to time. So yeah, it's not just the 3-something. That's why we're going to cut the cable as soon as we can.
Yeah.
But the point of that is, I don't know that's much. I didn't mind doing it, but like really annoyed me was for Prime, for instance. Oh, well, if you want it without ads, it's going to cost you more.
Which doesn't make sense. It's like, why am I paying for it? Because you're just pushing people towards pirating. Yeah.
Right. Or just charge me more, a small incremental amount like everybody does anyhow. But don't, and if I don't want to pay it, then maybe, I don't know. I just felt like it was a bit of that's a shitty thing to do. It's not cheap to begin with.
Yeah.
So, and I've always told you this, I'm really interested in the bundles. Like Hulu, I wound up doing Hulu, which is fairly cheap, but it comes with Disney Plus. Do I need Disney Plus?
So
no,
that's the other
right?
that's the other problem. Like, when was the last time you picked, like, none of these catalogs have multiple shows that people usually want to watch. Like, how many times have we said, like, oh, this show's going to be on Netflix, or it's going to be on Netflix next week. Let's get Netflix now. And then once you're done with it, it's like, well, I have it. They know you're not going to cancel your subscription because most people are too lazy to do it. And then...
So, no, I've done it. I've just done Stars during a certain season.
Yeah,
and then
most
the
people
onus
don't.
is on them to keep me engaged. Like, what other shows and they do try and sell other shows to you because they do know.
Yeah, based on what you watch. But remember, my generation, as we've learned in past podcasts, they don't look at their credit card bills. So most of them just keep they don't know what's reoccurring. Right. So most of them, I would love to see how many people don't use the things that they have reoccurring payments for. Because I bet you it's a lot.
Well, I don't mind bundling. Like, I don't mind if I could buy a chunk of them and pay one price for that. But to your point, like you're seeing with Sue, when you start doing individual stuff, it adds up. Next thing you know, you're still paying a couple $100 a month, if not more, right? Now with all the sports things, the sports stuff, what did this bullshit start? So you say you get a Prime account to watch the Yankees, and all of a sudden one day they said, no, we're only going to show this particular game on another Netflix or something. So a person thinks they're getting all the Yankee games, but for one game, and maybe it's a major game, they got to go watch it somewhere else. What the hell is that?
Yeah. The other thing I don't like is the separate country catalogs. So most people will use VPNs to get certain shows on Netflix. It's like, just have all the shows. If I want to watch some Chinese show, give it to me. There's no, why do you have different catalogs for different places? It doesn't make sense.
Well, the Gabe Newell, so he's one of the founders of Value, which
wow, that made me mad.
Steam.
Valve, Mom. Valve.
Hold on.
Valve, not Value.
Right?
Please don't drag my mom in the mud for that one.
He did have a good comment. I mean, I do agree. They're making things scarce when there should be more access. Just like what you're saying, they're limiting stuff. Where I thought the whole point was for people to have more and more access to stuff as technology improves. Instead, they're going the opposite direction. They're kind of limiting your choices. And in my case, now they're throwing in advertising. So now they're not only getting my monthly payment, but now they're getting ads too.
So with Gabe,
ad revenue.
I should say with video games too. Like, the prices of video games are going up. I think they're at $80 right now. And GTA 6, when it comes out, is going to be the first $100 video game at release, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
But what doesn't make sense is it's all digital now. So they don't have to put things on discs and sell discs. So there's no point in the price going up except for labor, right? Because you're just making something digital and then making copies, right? We take the copy. So video games are supposed to be getting cheaper. Like, I would love for someone to explain it to me, but you're paying for the time, right? It takes years to make these, fine. But just because the times change, and I'm sure someone in the comments is going to rip me a new one for this one, but just because the times change, I would think that anything in technology, like everything else does, starts going down over time. For some reason, video games are going up. So, and what I'm trying to say is it makes people want to pirate.
Right. I do agree with that comment, but there is the cost value of money. Things naturally, service providers do increase their costs, right? Because they have to
Sure.
make money also, and they have to have living expenses. For these streaming companies, I understand why they would want to, they're not going to keep their prices the same, but you're right. They can incrementally add like cost of living for salaries and whatnot. That hasn't changed.
Right.
You're right. The cost of making the product has gone down. So they should be able to be more efficient with their costing that way.
Yeah.
But, they're taking advantage of the fact that you have to go to them, right? If you want that game, you got to go to them. It's not like you go to someplace else to get GTA.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right?
So, but it makes people go, and the downside to a GTA, I don't know how good pirating's gotten nowadays, but you can't have a multiplayer, right?
Oh.
So you wouldn't be able to play online. GTA, the allure of GTA is the online. Whereas me, I'm a big fan of the stories. But because of that, most people, I would argue, won't pirate because they're there for the multiplayer. If single player games, let me tell you, the games that are doing the best right now are the single player games that are in that $40 range, like Wu Chang that I was talking about last week. Yeah. I mean, that game was $40, free on the Game Pass, but whatever, and $40, and it's a great game. You're gonna get your money's worth. But I can see why people would pirate it, because it's like, why pay money when I have to believe that pirating nowadays, the dangers of like getting a virus or whatever, has to have gone down significantly. It has to have.
Right.
So now there's really no negatives to downloading things illegally.
Well, what's interesting too, to your point, technology has improved, and yet people are still able to pirate these things.
Yeah. The Nintendo Switch, the Switch 2, I'd love to see the numbers on the Switch 2 that came out. I know the Donkey Kong game did very well. Everyone's beating it now. Now the Switch players will not have a game for the next 5 years. So what are you going to do? Like, nothing else is going to come out. Yeah. So think about this. Nintendo just released a game with a console, and then basically was like, we're done making games. Nothing good's going to come out for the next year. And then what's going to happen, because unfortunately most people think the Switch is incredible for some reason. Like, I shouldn't say most. People who are not actually gamers, right? So the people that play like once a week because they have kids and a life, losers. They can make it last, but it's like, okay, let's say you're a gamer that has a Switch. You finish your Donkey Kong game or whatever it is, and then what? You're gonna wait till the Switch 3? Nothing's gonna come out. Yeah,
that's true.
And you want to know? Let's get into the real woods, the real neck of the woods. Now we have whatever the saying is, the neck of the woods. Now we have emulators, so I can play a Nintendo Switch on my computer. Okay. How crazy is that? Now, I can't play with a friend because we don't have the controllers, but they make things that...
Did you say you don't have a friend?
That's crazy, Ma. That's fucked up. You know this, mother. That was rude, mother.
When you said that, I was a friend. Like, oh, no.
But now, I can take the Switch in my apartment. I can actually hook those controllers up to my PC. People have made ways of doing it. So, and Matt Sprague and I the other day, we played on a PlayStation 3 emulator, and we played a game called UFC Undisputed, or whichever one it is. And there's a whole modded community that brings, even though the game's from like 2008, it brings all the updated rosters in. So it's today's characters, and it works really well. So it's like, yeah, why would I ever buy UFC 5 or whatever Michael has when I could play this? Which obviously graphically isn't that great in comparison. But it just kind of goes to show it's getting easier to play that PS4 on my computer.
Oh.
So PC Master Race, as they say. PC Master Race.
What I don't want you playing is Roblox.
Did I play this recently? Yes. Let me see.
Okay. I don't want it, Chris.
Popular kids game.
YouTuber.
Yeah. popular kids game Roblox bans YouTuber after he exposes child predators on the platform.
Yeah. This is becoming a bigger
So-
story. I saw this the other day, and then I saw a follow-up to it. So his name is Schlepp, or identifies as Schlepp. He was a victim himself, and he was identifying predators that sent info to. He sent the info to Roblox headquarters. They wound up threatening him, banning him from the platform, and terminating his accounts because he was giving out information about other people online. But when you really hear about what's going on, and he had a good point, parents are letting little kids just wander into strange areas that you would never let your kid do, you would think most parents, in real life, and yet they go online. I mean, what the hell kind of game? Public bathroom simulator?
Been there.
Come on.
Been in that lobby,
that
not fun.
Dollhouse role play?
There's a lot of them that are.
Yeah, and since when is this crap allowed? So that I found shocking, and the fact that, I don't know all the details about. It sounds like what he was doing, he sent the information to them. He didn't disperse the information.
Yeah,
about
he
who
was
these
just saying this is a
individuals are.
problem.
Yeah, he's telling them it's a problem. Here are the names of the people. He's been a victim. He's had many people reach out to him saying, thank you so much. You saved me, blah, blah, blah. But I think he's also trying to bring an awareness to parents about, you let your kid go on these sites. They're not child sites. There are a lot of predators.
Well, it's kind of strange because Roblox is known as a kid's game. Like, that's why I don't play it.
Yeah.
I get so many viewers that come in and say, do you play Roblox? I'm like, every now and then, but I don't play Bathroom Simulator.
Right.
But
Please tell me you don't.
no. The way that
God.
game works is, right, you have the base game, and then you have all the different game modes in it. There's tens of thousands of them, right? One I got roped into, I forget if I told you this or I told Kenny this, but Ariel and Paris do a Project Runway one. And we tried making a video where I wanted to see if me, who has no fashion sense, could absolutely dominate. Let's just say I was too good and couldn't put the video out because people are going to ask some questions. So
geez.
no, I just didn't feel like it was a good video, but
I just
so
don't know any game called Public Bathroom Simulator. That's not even. I don't know what to make of that.
It's a game mode within it. So people make the game modes. So I can go in there and make a game mode. But to their point, because there's so many game modes, it's very easy to hide a very inappropriate one in the 10,000 games, and then some kid wanders on it and
Okay, but when you name it that, public bathroom has connotations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for predators. Then you call it public rec room simulator or public game room simulator. Because you specifically name it a bathroom simulator, it's almost like a child may not understand what that means, but a predator does, right? You got to wonder, why would you allow a simulator? To your point, you go in there, you create stuff, whatever. That's a very bizarre name to allow on your platform when the good portion of the people using that platform is young children.
Yeah, no question about it. That's completely on. And I don't know why Roblox wouldn't do something about it. I don't know. I think Roblox might be a Chinese company, but I'm not sure. I think it's owned by Tencent.
Well, it makes you wonder why they are so adamant about not exposing these individuals when given the opportunity. So what's going on here? I think some questions need to be asked about Roblox, especially, first of all, parents should be really questioning what their kids are doing. It's not just hey, he's just playing Roblox. It's a cute little game and it's fine. That's not the case. And I'm not so sure most parents are aware of this. And that's what Schlepp is trying to make known to people from his experience. And I think he's starting, it's almost a bigger issue when it's bad enough there's predators, but when the company is defending or going after me for bringing these, people have to start asking some serious questions. What's going on here? Why would you do that?
Yeah, what's interesting is it's owned by shareholders. It's actually not a specific company. I thought it was owned by the Chinese, but no, it's owned by Americans, it looks like.
Well, if it's an American company, or it could have a parent company that's Chinese, even though has an American subsidiary or something like that.
Yeah.
I just, I think it's an interesting story in the sense that for somebody, I was not aware of much of this,
Yeah, Roblox is not Roblox is not, It's a popular game amongst kids. If you're over the age of 18 and you're still playing Roblox, I think
Yeah.
I might be doing a wellness check on you.
Or you're a predator. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I
I
mean,
wasn't going to say it, but okay.
No, but I mean now that's an option too, apparently. And
Yeah,
Roblox
if
is turning a blind eye. They don't want to know. They don't want to
yeah,
know. Not
if
our problem.
if
That's wrong.
Roblox is your main game, that's a
Right.
problem. That's a problem. If you play it every now and then because your friends are like, let's do something stupid, okay.
Yeah.
But if you're playing Roblox regularly at the age
doing
of
it for a
yeah,
reason.
you're at the age of 25,
Right.
it's time. It's time we start playing a man's game like Call of Duty or Battlefield 6.
Right. And my point was, if you're somebody who has bad intentions and you see a game on any platform, public bathroom simulator, oh, I'm going in there, especially if they're little kids. That's like
Right.
almost like a calling card. And that's what I found very bizarre about that.
Right.
But as we've learned from the Atlantic article, if you give kids an opportunity, they would rather play with friends than be on their phones, which I thought was
I agree.
very interesting. So they asked 500 kids between the ages of 8 and 12 in the U.S. And their comment is the access to virtual worlds where they can roam more freely than in the real one. Okay?
Mhm.
So the kids are saying, hey, I can't interact with people on my own, right? My world is so limited, but when I go online, I can go anywhere I want to.
Yeah, that's fairly
And
true.
that's why they find it so, liberating to have their phone, which is technically the opposite of what most parents' intentions are, for better or for worse. Oh, I would never let my kid just roam outside and do whatever they want to. But meanwhile, they may not physically be in a strange world, but on their phones, they could be anywhere talking to anyone, a predator, another person, whatever. So that's what they were trying to bring attention to. They can interact with others, including strangers, but they can't physically go anywhere on their own. Like not even the front yard unless somebody's outside. That's the new.
Do you remember? I don't know why this comes to mind, but remember Larry's mom? Like when you let him outside because she was always afraid he would just be kidnapped off the front yard. I always found that hilarious. I was like, you're 200 pounds as a sixth grader. You ain't going nowhere. Love you, Larry.
I understand that
He's
as
super
a
thin now,
parent,
by the way. Just
but
wanna put it out
it's funny how they're right. You think that they're safe at home in front of their TV. They won't physically be taken, but then again, they're roaming and interacting with individuals, and meanwhile, kids are craving for. I just want to go out and hang with other kids. I would now maybe they were BSing a little bit, but they did ask them, of your choices, they would rather play with other kids. They would rather not have to go on the phone all the time to do all their interacting. Parents are more stressed, kids are becoming more depressed. So we got to break this cycle. It's not working. Now they're trying to do programs that encourage free play, where parents agree to drop the kids off altogether at a park on their own, no parent, and they leave them. And you got to hope, no predators around, obviously, but it goes back to you got to educate these kids.
Have you ever
don't talk
seen
to strangers. Don't
what's
do
the
this, don't do that.
what's the show with Larry C.K. or what is it? Larry C.K. The comedian Louis C.K.
No,
Louis C.K. and he's on the park bench and the mother sits down next to him. She says, "Oh, which one's yours?" And he goes, "Haven't decided yet."
Oh, God.
But it's like nowadays, I think because of the stigma, I wouldn't leave my kids on a playground alone and just go away. I mean, you have to have one parent there, obviously, but
Technically, the Guardian threw out some statistic. It would take 750,000 years for a kid to be kidnapped. One kid. Statistically, it's not that common. There is some truth to that. I'm sure kids were kidnapped when I was younger, also, or people attempted to. You just didn't hear about it as much because you didn't have a 24/7 news cycle, and that usually didn't lead with the 6 o'clock news. Having said that, we live in a world where it's very easy for people to walk up to kids because when I was younger, every neighbor watched the kids. If you were at somebody's front yard, that parent was watching you too. It wasn't, and moms were home. So it's a little different now.
Yeah.
And no, I would not leave 4 and 5-year-olds at a park by themselves, but it's like anything else. When they start
Mom, you would leave me at
10,
3. What are you talking about?
Oh, stop it.
Mom, you would leave me at the park and go, and I would cry for hours and go, "I'm back."
Well,
And you go, "Damn, he's still here."
The statistics were, what are you concerned about from parents? It was they're going to hurt themselves.
Yeah,
they
that
get
makes
kidnapped.
sense.
It wasn't just kidnapping; they're gonna hurt themselves. But it's just an interesting take on why kids are using phones more and more. Well, what's their alternative to interact, right?
Yeah.
And parents, as they say, there's no more free time for kids. They can't just go play basketball. They got to be on a travel team. They can't just play baseball because they're not allowed to go to the field and just hang out. They got to be on travel baseball. So they're in a car, they're going here, they're going there, they go to school, whatever. It's just a different take on, as we've always said, these phones are out of control.
I'd love to.
I get why kids are so into them.
I would love to see the statistic not on kids, but on adults that are on their phones all the time. I know some adults that are parents that do not put their phone down, and their kids are just running wild, and you're like, what are we doing here? We went. Yeah. I forget where we were, but we walked in where there was a lot of people. Where were we for that? I'd have to think. I'd have to ask Brooke, but we were somewhere, and it was like I don't want to say a party, but it was like a get together of people our age. We walk in, every single person's on their phone except for like 2 or 3. We were just like, there's 50 people here. No one said a single word. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. So we were not there for long because Brooke and I were like, but we're the only ones talking to each other. Why are we here? And then, yeah. So she's like, we could do this at home. So that was about it.
Well, and we've talked to this before. There was an article this past week. I didn't post it because I figured people are sick of it. But the number is staggering how bad the cell phones are getting for cognitive abilities and how quickly it's declining in adults. This isn't just kids now, because so many people are relying on it. And I just shake my head thinking, they're not going to be able to focus, concentrate, retain information. So, as sad as it is now with dementia, this is basically going to become onset early dementia for people. They won't be able to function without a phone in their hand. And that's assuming they're going to be able to know how to work the phone because their brain might be just that fried. So I think, I don't know when that pendulum's going to swing. I don't know how bad it's going to have to be. But when you have the godfather of AI, which was the other article, Jeffrey Hinton saying, AI we need to treat us like children. It should be like we're their babies. Are these people insane? Do they hear themselves? That's humanity. I want to give up my autonomy and be coddled by a robot or AI. That's what they're thinking.
I saw a whole thing that apparently cats look at humans as if we're beneath them. So now when I pick up Missy, I'm just like, oh, that's why she's the way she is. Yeah. She thinks she owns us. And I'm like, hey, Missy, no chance.
They think they're the more advanced species.
And yet so Missy can't survive on her own at all. Missy can't find the door.
Give AI more of a nurturing instinct, care for us like we're babies. That's how they think they're going to compensate, that AI won't destroy us. They'll feel responsible for us. Okay, so
I guess it kind of makes sense, but yeah.
But that's our answer as human beings to devolve, to regress rather, I should say.
Oh, do you think
have somebody else raise us as adults? I want to be nurtured and treated like a child. It's absolutely bizarre to me.
Well, I don't think it means treated like a child. It probably just means that it wants us to look at us as if we belong to them, so that they wouldn't harm us. Does that make sense? I think, but the other thing I think we will have to eventually come to terms with, and probably not in our lifetime, but whatever AI becomes is going to be way smarter than us. So we're going to be it's never going to ask humans a question. It's going to ask us a question. We're going to ask it questions, right? So I think I don't necessarily agree with him, but I kind of understand what he's trying to say.
Yeah, they're trying to justify, don't worry, it'll be okay. We're going to program AI so that they're not going to hurt you. They're going to look like we're going to program so it's responsible for you. Okay, maybe that's true, but as a human being, I look at it as I don't need something else responsible for me.
It sounds to me, Mom, like they're trying to create God.
Oh, yeah, that's right? What they always think. Yeah, because there is no God. So they're going to in their opinion, there is no God. And humanity's unnecessary.
Right.
Let the AI bots take over, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
It always scares me when these guys that talk about how we're just like a advanced computer system starts making computers. That's where you go, shit. So it's never a good path to go down.
I don't mind an AI or a technological world that's going to make humans advance as human beings. The opposite seems to keep coming out, and they're doing it in euphemisms. No, no, no. You don't need to advance. Let the AI will nurture you and let you exist, kind of thing. Where am I going with this? If I have to be, AI needs to be programmed so it doesn't harm me.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the point, and Elon just talked about this, where for I think it's like $30,000, you can get a robot that does all the house chores for you. So when you come home, the apartment's clean, blah blah blah, this that.
Yeah.
Great, but then at what point is it going to be, oh, you can stay home while my robot goes to work for the family and is now the breadwinner for the family?
Right.
And then the companies are going to say, why am I paying a robot? It's a robot.
Right.
Let me just buy my own robots. So we're eventually going to get to the point, and I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, is the next generation going to have to work? Probably. But every kid nowadays, including myself, so I would be a hypocrite if I said I wasn't. Every kid wants to be a YouTuber, social media guy, this or that. The hard labor, I don't know where it's going to come from. And then you have reasons for open borders. It's a trickle-down system, right? But I do think we're kind of getting, it's kind of in phases, right? In the first phase is we got to convince the humans not to want to work. We can show them, hey, you don't have to work anymore.
No, I disagree, and I'll tell you why.
Ooh, ow.
All these great YouTubers and whatnot is all wonderful, all this technology. Why are humans getting more depressed in general? Why are children getting more depressed? What has changed in humanity that people are more depressed? Work is a wonderful thing. Human beings need to work, not just their brain, physical work, get up, do things.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be intellectual work, right?
It's almost like a reward system, like a legitimate reward system. Does that make sense?
But it's for this. I'm saying it's for the soul, for your humanity. You can't just sit and be serviced. Everyone thinks, oh, I want to be the king. I want to be the queen. It's an empty life. At some point, it's wonderful, and then it's not fulfilling. Everybody's subservient to you. People need to feel the human spirit needs to be challenged. It needs to be worked. It needs to be, there's a lot to be said for taking care of your own shit, right? Of cleaning up your own ass, cleaning up your own mess. That's how you learn stuff, literally and figuratively. That's how you evolve. I don't need AI telling me, I'll take care of you. You don't have to do anything. You just be a thinker.
Yeah.
How am I going to be a thinker when I've been coded into oblivion?
I would bet a lot of money that when that happens, because I think it is going to happen. I think we are going to get to that point where it's like, why do you have to work? The people there's going to be so many philosophers in the world. I think you're going to see a rise in the degrees that no one really used, right? Because those are the ones where it's like, oh, if I have to go to college, I can go to college for, I mean, gender studies wouldn't matter. Gender studies will never be useful.
There will not be college.
Yeah.
It's not necessary anymore.
Well,
there will be no higher education. It's not necessary anymore. The computers will think for everybody. This is what I'm saying. It's a society that's got.
Yeah, but you're always going to have the people, Mom. No matter what, in any society, you're going to have the people that not uprise, but do the opposite against the norm. The hippies, right? You're always going to have those people. So those are going to be the people that, oh, my robot's working. I can read. I can read history books of what life used to be like before the robots came or whatever. But again, we're talking in hypotheticals, and I don't want to go too far off the rails, but also this is not happening in our lifetime at all. So maybe you'll get that robot butler, but that's about it. Technically, you can get a robot butler right now, but it's useless. Here is your drink.
And it's so funny. The on the one hand, you have all this great, it's going to be so great, and these AI experts, the Sam Altmans, we're going to take the world into such a place. And meanwhile, can we just cover the basics? Like, how about, just get me through a grocery store without screw ups, or get me through a tax season without
or a delivery driver that freaking sends your shit to the wrong apartment, and you have to walk around your apartment complex trying to figure out where the package went, and then they say they can't find it.
These guys are operating up here, and that's all well and good. Oh, I want to look to the future, and guess what, everybody? This is coming. Okay, but the average person's down here just trying to.
I just want pickles on my goddamn burger. When I go to Burger King, stop forgetting the goddamn pickles. Why is there no taco meat in my Taco Bell?
And by the way, these are the same geniuses who now their cars are burning up in people's garages.
Yeah, yeah.
All these geniuses with electric vehicles that are now exploding and killing.
Yeah, with the lithium batteries on the bottom, and they get a little wet, and you're like, oh, my house.
Yeah, so perhaps we shouldn't give these people godlike, abilities and think, oh, they're geniuses, and we're all gonna have to do what they say. Have we not learned yet that the geniuses don't always go down the right path?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to do this one, but we kind of talked about it. But I will talk about, speaking of when the robots do come and you need like a good, when you need something to do. This man did the One Punch Man workout for 1,000 days and rebuilt his life. One Punch Man is an anime, Mom. It's like a silly anime. It's about a guy who basically, I forget what he gets made fun of for, but he turns his life around, right? So this is what the guy did in the show every single day. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10K run. This guy, what's his name? It's a long name.
Oh.
Lee Xiaoyong. I guess it wasn't that hard. Yeah. So he did this for 1,000 days and got jacked. His company fell apart. His marriage fell apart. And then he was like, let me get into shape. Talk about getting your ass kicked in order to, get it going. But he did this every day for a year, doing just body weight exercises. He ran a total in 1,000 days. He ran 20,000 kilometers. Let's do the math together.
Well, I mean, all of it, I think, honestly, I don't know. I can't compare it to military people, but the hundreds and the 100, I don't think that's unusual. The 10K is far. I can't speak to how far some people run.
He did 12,427 miles. 12,427 miles. That's ridiculous. And got jacked. So good for him. That was...
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Kate for knowing what one Punch Man was.
But I mean, look at the things. So show me the routine again. Simple but intense. So 100 push-ups, that's not unusual for like military people. Sit-ups, not unusual.
No, the hardest part's the 10K run every day.
Yeah,
the 10K run is to do your knees. But he said the shoes that he ran in were less than $10, or less than $3.
In one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And live mostly on eggs and instant noodles, which
okay.
definitely is not. The eggs are probably good. I'm wondering how many he was eating a day. He probably didn't eat much, but instant noodles are just straight sodium. So he was probably burning through sodium like crazy while he was running.
And then he had supplements too, it says.
Yeah. He had to have supplemented in order to, I don't know, survive.
Yeah.
Your body would shut down. You'd be losing way too much mass if you were doing that much. But yeah, I wish they did a before and after picture, but yeah.
Yeah, they don't show that beforehand.
So.
But as I said, I mean, I think most military people, even retired ones, they'll do 100 push-ups a day still. I mean, I don't know about a 10K run.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, 100 sit-ups and push-ups are easy to do. The squats kind of suck, but they're not hard. But the 10K, so that would be 3 miles a day.
Is he talking weight squats, or does he mean
body
like
weight?
Literally
just body weight. Yeah, that's not hard to do.
It's boring.
Yeah,
no, it's not boring. It's boring, but it's you could do it.
Yeah, and you probably get to the point where you could finish. You could probably do each exercise in 5 minutes if your longevity is that good. Let's say 10. Yeah. It's probably a half an hour workout. And then besides the run.
It's the 10K. The 10K is
the 10K is going to take you. I also wonder if he was sprinting it, if he was jogging it. I don't know what he was doing. Was he averaging like a 4-minute mile? I don't think so.
Well, regardless, I mean, he says his family, his life fell apart, so it's not like he was home, had anything to do at home.
Yeah.
I just want to see how hold on a second. Oops, sorry. Okay.
We don't have much left because we didn't have that many articles this week.
I did. You didn't.
I had 4. There was one I didn't.
10K is 6 miles.
Oh, 10K is 6 miles. I thought it was 3.
Yeah, I mean that's not a lot. A lot of people do 5-mile runs in a day.
A lot. A lot of people.
No, runners at 5 miles not unusual. That's not an
Ugh.
unusual amount to
I
run
just
in
can't
a
imagine.
day.
There's no way your knees can be decent. Like your knees have to be messed up after doing that for 1,000 days every day.
That's so true. He's young.
Well, mom,
Guy's young.
just banging on your knees like that in general's terrible for you.
I disagree. I'm not. I give him credit for doing it, and I
Yeah.
could not do it, but I don't think it's an unusual workout. I don't think that's an
Uh,
extreme workout.
It's not an extreme workout, but if you do it every day, that's extreme.
Well, I think if you talk to a lot of people who are serious runners, they have to do it every day. They don't take a day off. And I don't even consider 5 miles, 6 miles. That's not even hardcore. I mean, 10 running at 10 miles. People to do that. I'm just telling you, it's not.
I'll take your word
crazy.
for it. I don't know anyone really anymore. Maybe in high school, but nowadays I don't know anyone that's doing 5Ks regularly. Maybe military, and even then I don't know. 10Ks.
No. Hey, I'm telling you, you're wrong, and you know why? How many times did you drive down Country Club Road? Right? You drove it down to go to say Immaculata. Every morning there are people that run that. I assume the whole road. That's 3 miles one way.
Yeah, but you're assuming that. For all you know, they go down the street and they run back. I don't think as many people do. There are people that prepare for 10Ks, like actual runners, you're right, but not that many people are doing that regularly. And I'm talking every day. Maybe twice a week.
I disagree.
Yeah, I'd love to
you're
see the
wrong.
stats on that. Let's see.
I think you're wrong. 10 miles, yeah, that's extreme every day. I don't think 6 miles is a killer for a runner, and I think they do it pretty much virtually every day. Think about it. In Miami, they do the 5 mile run. Mike does it after work.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it every day.
No, they don't do it every day. No.
So it's difficult to pinpoint the exact number of people. Around 15% of the world's population runs regularly. So that means they go for a run.
Okay.
Less than 10% of those people can even do a 10K. This guy's doing it every day. Suggest a relatively small, so on a daily basis. Additionally, 2 million people participate in 10K races annually, but this doesn't reflect daily runs. So again, it's still an astronomically small number of people, I think, can do that.
Every day.
Well,
I'm not a runner. I can't. But I just don't. If you told me 10 miles every day running, that's a lot. I don't think 5 miles. Some people do a 5 mile run. I don't think that's unusual. And he was doing 6. 6 and change.
But that takes. I don't know how long it takes to do that. But most people, one, don't have the time, and two, doing it every single day.
Well, I know your dad had an uncle who used to ride. He used to run. I don't know if it was every day. Then he started riding, and he was doing like 23 miles on his bicycle every day. Some ridiculous amount. It took a lot of time, and it's a lot of effort. But he did it every day. Like it's addictive for some people. They have to do it. So when you're really a runner, whether you're in season or not, they run. Rain, snow, wind. Yeah. Remember that lady who used to run it, Chris? We used to say she's going to disappear one day. She's literally going to be like poof. That little tiny skinny lady. She didn't look very healthy, but she ran that country club every day. You would see her.
Wow.
And she would be bundled up in the winter, but she looked like somebody who was obsessed with it. Like she just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I
she
don't
didn't
remember
look
that.
healthy. But yeah, I give him credit for doing it. So did his life get back together?
They never said. He just lost weight. For all we know, he's still freaking miserable. For all we know, he's still miserable.
Oh man!
But
he probably still does it every day because he's got nothing else to do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sad.
So
that's sad. Anyhow,
we don't have much else to talk about, Ma. It was kind of a blah week. Anything coming up
this week? Well, no, my life is Shitsville, but I don't do much here. Bo's getting groomed next Friday.
Yeah.
And Dad's taking my car in to check the hood. So I'm driving my brand new car, right?
The Ferrari Enzo, which is crazy.
Highway. I was on the highway with Grandma. All of a sudden, the alarm comes up on my hood, like it's going to fly up, like it's not completely shut. Like, well, that's not good. So I come home, and Dad had taken the car to go get gas. So I said, did you have the hood up? This had not happened to me yet. But I don't know if I told you. This is boring. I don't care for listeners. But there's a little gap in the hood, and it's always been kind of bouncy. And I thought, but that's kind of cheap for this car. Poorly designed. Why it would be like that? Long story short, I get this alarm. Dad said, "No, I never opened it." I go, "Well, now it's broken. It's got to be broken. Something's not right there." So he's going to take it in. But Dad was like, I don't know how he figured this out, but he goes, one side's higher than the other, which I never knew that. So now I'm thinking, well, maybe it is a defect and it wasn't just poor construction that the thing was like rocking like that. So that's on Tuesday. Answer to your question. That's the
Nice.
exciting thing that's going on this week at our house.
Taking it to the Ferrari dealership. Gonna be tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right.
Let them deal with it.
I don't know what I
How
have
about
this
you?
week.
What do you have going on this week? Anything?
I think it's just a regular schedule for the most part.
Are you going to Soufflés tonight?
We're going to Soufflés tonight. We're doing hot dogs and chili. And
Who's
then
we?
The fam.
Oh,
The
I thought you
fam.
meant-
No.
I thought you were bringing someone.
Hot dogs and chili, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna help Brooke move a little bit more. So we're gonna our night's gonna be pretty full. But I have to edit this podcast, so I'm gonna be doing two things at once.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you got to go then, is what you're telling
Yeah,
me.
sort of, but I got some time. But yeah, nothing
Okay.
really. So I mean, we can end it there. It was a shorter podcast this week, but we didn't really have much. So, as in like, not,
No, I had a
it was a
ton, but I-
boring week. It was a
No, I-
boring ass
actually-
week.
There was a ton of stuff in the news, but I just kind of cut it back because when you said
Yeah.
3 o'clock, I'm like, oh wow, I forgot how. I went to church last night with Grandma, so that cut into the evening. And then this morning I said, oh, I got to look at my articles, and I did have a lot, but I figured let me go with these rather than political stuff.
Right. Yeah, we can stay away from politics right now since I do feel politics is kind of boring. I talked to Papa for like a full hour yesterday on politics. I was a little politicked out.
Dude, too much,
I
too
was
much,
like, so
too
yeah,
much politics.
I'll see if Brooke wants to do the podcast next week. So I'll,
Yeah, just
I'll
let me
ask
know.
her. Yeah, and then we'll see what goes on. But yeah, so a little less than normal, 56-minute podcast today. Make it short. See how it does short, you know? Only things I have to promote. So what did I post last week? Obviously the podcast of last week. Posted the Spotify version on Thursday for those of you that want to go check that out. What else? And then just the Wu Chang video for the most part. I think that's pretty much all we're doing. Wu Chang, the walkthrough for that, which we're still going strong with. So we'll end it there. Social media, promo code, stream links, Discord down below, and hopefully we will see you guys. I'll see you at stream, but hopefully maybe you'll see Mom next week. So laters.